What is up, guys? It's your boy Mangazi here, and today we're going to do a track walkthrough. This track is going to be made entirely from Splice, so I'm going to use nothing in this beat except for delicious Splice samples. Okay, so let's get started. This is the beat that we're going to be breaking down today. It sounds like this.
I just need a little bit more of your
Okay, perfect. So the way this beat started was just a scouting session on Splice, and I usually go for some of the top packs, just see what sounds are really popular at the moment. And the one I came across was this Prince Christian Cold Cuts, and I had to browse through this sample pack quite a lot until I found this little sample right here. It sounds like a mix of synths in the guitar, and it's really flowery. It's really fun. So I downloaded the sample right here and got it straight into Ableton. So personally, I don't really like transposing samples. If it sounds good as original, that's great. But you might be wary of that. That sometimes, especially if you start the song only with the sample, if there's other producers or other artists who have used this sample, if your track goes on Spotify or even if it's Shazammed, the waveform can be exactly similar to a leather track, and you won't really want that. So I would advocate if you want to transpose the samples every once in a while, but when it sounds good, I just rather not do it. Okay, so let's move on. So I have the sample here, and what I do right after I put a sample into the project is I get some drums going. So the drum samples I found from there's this One Mind kick. So One Mind is a duo of producers. You might recognize them for the Unforgettable song with Sway Lee and French Montana. So One Mind has this really cool sample pack out, and I fell in love with this kick that they released. It sounds like this. It's very punchy, it's very subdued, and it fits perfectly for this track. Another snare sample that I like is this Graves right here. I'm going to play them both. Let me turn off everything else. And I think together this kick and snare sample sounds very punchy, sounds very clear, it's to the point, and it's going to punch well through this guitar sample that we have on top. So another sample that I really like is this decap shaker, and it sounds like this with the drums. It's really good to give more presence in the beat, just so the kick and snare don't sound so inadequate together. And another decap sample that I really like is this hi-hat. So how I usually program my hi-hats is I like to have them without many variations, and as the sample goes through, I have tiny little bit of changes into them. So I like to get them double time and even shorter, if you see right here at the end. So it goes like this. So it gets quicker on those last little hits. And then the other sample that I put is for my 808s, and my 808s are from decap as well. Decap, sure thing. I always go to decap if I want hard-hitting drums, if I want stylish drums. Decap has the hardest drums on Splice. So I made an 808 pattern like this. Perfect. So with the drums, now the transient in the 808 isn't that punchy so that it's clashing with the kick, so I didn't really need to put a compressor on it. I tried doing that, but it just really ruined the transient of the 808, so I just left it alone. So next thing I added into the beat was this crash by Graves, just to make the impact of the drop a little better. So um, with the sample, everything sounds cool. Yeah, it's a nice vibe for sure, but it doesn't really carry enough punch just on its own. So one thing that I like to add to the beat, if the drums don't add enough presence to the beat, is I like to add vocal chops. So all of the vocal chops that you see here in this group are from Splice. So from the first pack is MCKY Blue, and I'll play you a little bit of the individual samples just so you get an idea. It's a combination of the MCKY Blue vocal pack and the Cruel's vocal pack. Both of them are available on Splice. And another one that I really like, it's this Mirror and Ryan sample pack. And there's this very good vocal line that's really chill. It sounds like this.
I just need a little bit more of your love.
So I chop this sample out so that I just need a little bit and more of your love in different parts of the beat. So together it sounds like this.
I just need a little bit
And then a little bit of space.
more of your love.
So one thing that I like to put onto my vocal chops just to give it a lot more space on the beat is to drench it out in reverb and delay. And so I have this chain that I made that has a bunch of instances of ping pong delay, reverb, and a lot of compression. So it gives it a nice, distant, dreamy vibe to the vocals. With the reverb and delay, it sounds like this. And I did the same thing with the Marin vocals.
More of your love. I just need a little bit more of your love.
Everything, and then everything together with the drums and the sample, it comes together like this.
I just need a little bit more of your love. I just need a little bit more of your love.
Perfect. And that is how I make a beat using only Splice samples. Now, if you want to create this beat yourself, you can, because all of these are available on Splice. If you don't have a Splice account, create it because it's very useful to find sounds to get you inspired straight away and get you making a beat like this. This is not a paid video. I just really love everything that I find on Splice, from the drums to the samples to the vocals. You can really make a track from front to back using only Splice, and this is the proof of it. So, thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace out.